I'm Gareth A Davies here at the Ring Magazine Awards at the old Royal Naval College, I think it is, here on a Saturday night. It's freezing cold, but I'm here on the red carpet and I have got about 20 interviews for you. That might be a bit of an exaggeration, but we have got some massive names. Enjoy. Un minuto con Canelo. I don't need to speak Spanish anymore because your English is so good. It's so great to see you. How are you?
Good, good.
You get too much. Yeah, it's great to see you here. It's fantastic. I don't like it that you get so much criticism from people because you're a modern great. How do you deal with it?
You know, it's part of the success. People don't like it, people like it, and it's part of the job. So I just do my thing and focus on what I do, and I know what I'm doing in boxing, and that's all that matters.
Don't cause. You're on the same table as Eubank Jr tonight, aren't you?
I'm not.
How do you know? Have you checked?
Lee, I'm not on the same table as Eubank, am I? I'll be straight out of it.
Well, he's only a couple of interviews along over there. You had a look or not?
Yeah.
Do you fancy it out on the cobbles tonight? You do, don't you?
Always. I'm always on smoke.
But better at Wembley in front of 90,000 people.
We'll see. You know, I've said yes to the Barrios fight for the WBC World Title. I've also said yes to Eubank. So the reality is I'm sitting in a lovely position. Whoever wants it can get it.
And are you waiting for them to make the decision?
I'm waiting for my team to do the rest. I stayed in the gym. I stay ready. Just give me 6 weeks. I'm ready for any of them.
Is there a preference between the two?
I really don't mind. Eubanks or Barrios. It makes no difference to me.
You don't spit so much venom at Barrios.
Less personal, that's all. Less personal. One's a man who's got the world title that I want, and the other one's an idiot.
Can we just pause for a moment to congratulate your beautiful wife Victoria, the mother of your children, on that, of course, but also getting a book published, a children's book, which I was following the other day. I've got my book out. Okay. She got her book out at the same. Mine's called Call of the Warrior. It's about fighters. I want you in volume 2, please. I know that sounds insulting.
No,
it's not
we've
meant to
just
be.
mended our relationship. Now you're asking for too
much.
Right,
volume 3.
It's still at a push. We're working on it. Don't take liberties now, because listen. You got to finesse it, caress it. You got to just work your way there.
I am.
I'm
trying.
Just go jump straight, go bang. Oh, let's be best friends again. No, it don't work like that.
Okay. Tell me what.
I might do a Bosch on you.
Oh, don't. Oh, God, what that one? No, come on, that was out of order of him. But anyway, that's another story.
No.
Go on then.
You got to understand.
Emotion, I get it.
You got to understand.
I did understand it.
You're my people. You're my people. You're my friends. It's not just work for us.
But if you were an alcoholic, I'd tell you were, because that's being your friend.
No, but you can't keep saying alcoholic that's trying to change the narrative.
I mean about an honesty.
Okay, no, but the reality is, honesty, but there's honesty and then there's harsh. Then there's let me dig in. Let me really put salt in the wounds. Now, I've not really been following it, but I just know from my experience, we expect more from the pundits who have a voice, who are our friends, who have been round our house, who have my phone number. I can relate to it, whether he won or lost, as people's opinions, but then there is really putting salt in the wounds. I don't know if you have or haven't, according to him you have, but I get it, and you got to get it. You got to understand that.
I do. I understand the emotion of a father. I do, of course.
And as a father, let alone a fighter.
No, seeing him go through that, I do understand. Being through a very tough fight. All I said was, I thought Dave Allen won clearly, and I thought the judging was a disgrace. That's it. I didn't not say.
I didn't listen. I'm not going to go into it. I don't really know.
Anyway,
but
let's get back to that book. Did you have any inputs in Victoria's book?
Breathworks with the breathwork coach. I got a breathwork coach, Greg Meehan, who's really helped me improve. If you watch all my last recent fights, not breathing in the 12th round. You know, breathwork is so important, but it can also help kids regulate and calm down and deal with anxiety, deal with fears, deal with ADHD. It's so beneficial, and it really does help kids if you put it into simple terms.
Well, those simple terms, there's yoga terms. Breathe in for 8 seconds, hold it 8 seconds, breathe out for 8 seconds. All of those kind of things work for us. We are looking forward to a great year for you this year.
God willing. God willing.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Con. Enjoy the dinner. Cheers, bud. Thank you. Thanks for giving me a hard time. Well, I'm here with Christopher Livingston Eubank Jr.
That is my government name. Yes.
You've got a government name, have you?
Of course I do.
You've always got an answer for everything. Do you know that?
Well, that's what happens when you spend 12 years in front of cameras getting asked questions.
And a lot of them silly. Do you know, I can't ever forget that time where I stepped into a ring to interview you. I think it was after the Liam Smith victory. I think it was. Where you said, "What are you doing in here? You're not meant to be in here." Do you remember?
How did you get in here? Yeah. And I thought, you know what? The fact that you've been able to make your way in here, by some miracle, you can get an interview.
Does that mean I'm slippery or not?
I think I might have called you slippery, actually. But,
I think you did.
Well, listen.
You said you meant it as a compliment.
Yeah, you have to be able to do what you got to do to get where you need to get in this industry. So I respect it. I respect the hustle.
We've always had a great relationship as well, and it's always been fascinating to cover your career. Is 2025 headed towards a world title or a bloodline lineage showdown in your view?
2025 is it's 12 months. That means that there is everything. Everything is going to be involved in 2025. World titles, massive fights. It's all to come. I want to be active. I want to fight at least 3 times this year.
Wow, okay. So that could be, I mean, people are talking about Yanibek Alim-Kanuli. Is that actually being talked about or not?
As far as I know, no.
No, but people are mentioning it, aren't they?
No, he's a world title holder. So, you know, and I've said I want to fight for world titles. Anybody with a belt is on the hit list.
Is Hamza Sheeraz if he beats Carlos Adames then?
If he become a world champion, then he's then on the radar.
Cool. Talk to me about Ring Magazine. Does it mean something in the family? Was Dad ever on the cover of Ring Magazine or not?
I mean, he must have been. I'm sure he was on the cover of every magazine at some point.
I'm trying to remember.
But you know, it's a huge thing. It's a massive deal, and the fact that His Excellency Turki Alalshikh has overtaken this is it's amazing. I think it's going to do great things.
It's really good and great. It's the good and the great, isn't it? Loads of stars here tonight. I'm trying to pull Moses Tauma in. He's stopped and he will do it. Have a great night tonight. It's always great to speak to you.
Good man.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Cheers. Thank you. Here we are, Joseph Parker, big and heavy. Andy Lee. I spoke to Andy about your size, your dimensions yesterday. How are you doing, first of all?
Oh, always great. Always good.
You've never had a bad day in your life, have you?
I don't think so. I wake up happy every day. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the food. Got my family with me in Ireland. I'm happy.
Well, talking of food, George Lockhart, your strength and conditioning and nutritionist, told me that he was eating 10,000 calories a day at one point, and he was up to...
And he was still losing weight.
And he was still losing weight, but he did get up to 127 kilos. What are you now?
121.
121.
120.
It's an extraordinary physical change. How did you come about this decision?
I spoke with Andy. I spoke with George. We thought we were fighting Zhang, so we wanted to put on the weight, but now we're fighting the bar. We're going to trim down. And we're going to maintain speed, we're going to maintain endurance, power, and everything else that's good.
Are we looking at a completely different athlete and fighter now, Andy?
I think people have always underestimated this guy because he's the nicest man you'll meet.
Yeah.
Regardless, nice man in boxing, and he's been underestimated his whole career. They're in for a shock. They're making the same mistake now they always make. They made the same mistake with Wilder, they made the same mistake with Zhang, and now they're making the same mistake with Dubois. Looking ahead at different fights, this man's going to upset the apple cart again.
I've seen Daniel Dubois rumble by already tonight, not really doing many interviews, smiling though, and he's a different character. Yeah, tell us about February the 22nd. How much are you relishing this opportunity to get your hands on the world title again, the IBF this time?
Nice, myself and Andy and George, to be two-time world champion, but there's a lot of work to do. After here, we're going to fly back to Ireland where we got our base, put in the work, and just enjoy every day. Come up with a game plan that's going to work. And when I go out there and execute and perform to the best of my ability, it's going to be a fantastic night for us.
And Riyadh's a happy hunting ground for you now, isn't it? Maybe the first half of the Zhang fight was difficult. Big Bang was around here a minute ago, but you took the fight away from him. a great night against Deontay Wilder again. It's a place you're happy with, isn't it?
Listen, we'll fight there all the time. We want to fight. Listen, we'll fight. We've had
The truckloads of cash aren't too bad either, are
We've
they?
had good success there.
Yeah.
One day we want to fight in Ireland. One day we want to fight in New Zealand. But for now, we're going to focus on this one. And then once we win, we can jump around.
Question for both of you. Do you think we'll see Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua this year? You first, Andy.
I think we probably will, more than likely than not. Not that I know anything about it, or Tyson's said anything to me. I'm just looking at this as a fan. If it's going to happen, let it happen now. Both guys have a great fight. The both great fighters, and it'll be a great spectacle for British boxing, for the world boxing as well.
Enjoy the dinner. You'll probably have 2 that'll make you up to about 5,000 calories for the day.
I'm going to eat everything in sight.
Enjoy the dinner. Lovely to see you. Cheers, Joseph. Cheers, Andy. Thanks very much. We're now doing an interview. I'm with Devin Haney. The 2 best dressed men in the room are in front of the camera right now. Tell me where all that fashion sense comes from. Has it always been there with you?
Yeah, I've always been into fashion. You look good, you feel good, as you know. And yeah.
Tell me about this year. I spoke to Bill, your father, just now, and we eventually got to the crux of the matter. Probably the biggest fight for you in 2025, and there are a lot of them. Lopez, Gervonta, loads of them out there. It's probably Ryan Garcia still.
Of course, that's a fight that has a lot of question marks, unfinished business. A fight that a lot of the fans want to see. I think that's one of the biggest fights of 2025.
We all want to see it.
For sure.
What weight would it be at though?
Probably catch weight, 44, 43.
And how keen are you to have that as your next fight, or do you need a warm up first?
He's still on suspension. I want to get back in the ring soon.
Is anything planned with Turki Alalshikh? Because you're here.
We're planning something.
How big does this feel? I mean, you know Ring Magazine, you grew up in America, it's ostensibly an American magazine. I wrote for it for many years. It's brilliant, the magazine is back. Really does feel like an Oscar ceremony here tonight, doesn't it?
Yes. I was just explaining to somebody who doesn't follow boxing, about the Ring Magazine, and I used to collect the Ring magazines when I was a young kid, and I was telling them how it just slowly you stop seeing it as much, and now how Your Excellency is bringing it back and revamping it, and I'm excited for it.
Have you travelled to London prior to this trip?
Yeah, I've been
you
there
have.
sometimes, yes.
Well, I just want to talk to you about
It's never
yesterday.
been this cold though.
Oh man, it's fucking freezing. Sorry for swearing, but it is.
Yeah.
It's freezing. How taken were you by the turnout and the love for you yesterday at the Peacock Gym? Very traditional, old gym in East London, which is the heart of London boxing.
I've trained there before. Back when I was like 12 years old, I trained there for a bit with Tunde. And it felt good to be back there. A lot of fans came out and showed support, and I was actually surprised with how many fans came out on short notice.
It was short notice. I got a text at 10 o'clock at night. Unfortunately, I was busy with Moses Atauma, but do you know Moses Atauma?
No.
The young heavyweight?
No, I'm not familiar.
You'll know that name by the end of this year, I'm telling you.
Oh,
Heavyweight.
Wait, does he train with Ben Davison?
He's only 20, yeah.
He trains with Ben Davison.
Just knocked out Dempsey McKean, in Riyadh with Ben Davis.
Oh yeah. I know him. Ben has been telling me about him for a long time. Well, yeah, not that long, but like over the last year. And he said he's going to be a star in boxing. I'm excited to see.
Would you fight over here, given that reception you received?
Of course. It's my dream to fight here one day, and I think it'll happen sooner or later.
Only one more thing I've got to say, because you're being dragged away by Bill. You ain't charging your mobile phone anywhere near I'm sitting tonight. Because every time I see you, I have to charge your blooming mobile phone.
I might just find you and look for that charger.
Well, that's good. Enjoy your dinner.
You,
Cheers.
Thank you.
You have let me down. Last week, you came on air with me and told me you looked like a San Francisco tramp. You've had a shave up.
I had to, Gareth. I knew that I was going to bump into you. I knew the cameras were going to be here. I had to do the haircut.
It looks about 3 days ago. Was it 2 days ago?
You must have been there. You're right. It was. But you know what? as you know, in camp, I don't cut my hair. I look a bit homeless and stuff like that. But for this one, I had to.
Look, there they are. Look at them. Look at them together. Look at them. What the two best-looking men in British boxing.
I'm better looking, man.
Oh, come on, here we go.
I'm cool, man.
But do you know what? One of my wishes for this year is to see you two. I know you've got separate opponents for now. Well, you haven't at the moment, have you?
Yeah.
But you've got separate opponent, big opponent, February 22nd. You both talk about it all the time. I know you get on as men, but we really want to see you not get on as boxers. Are you both going to make it happen this year?
Boxers will never get on. As men, Yarde's cool. I like him, man. I'm not going to lie to you, but as boxers, we'll never get on. I think February 22nd, I got business to handle. I don't know when you're fighting next, but after that, I'm always open. I've been open this for a very long time, Gareth. But as you can see, things are happening on my side. I'm active, and that's the most important thing. When the Hutchinson fight happened, I rang him and I said, listen, I'm going to handle business. After that, we'll see what's happening. And Smith's been presented, so of course I'm going to take it, get paid, and we'll meet down the line.
For me, I was told it was next. So I was here for it, but again, I
You
understand.
was told what?
It was next.
It was next.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously something different's happened. But I understand the sport. I understand the sport and how it all works. But I've been here before. I'm still here now. But at the same time, it's activity. I want to be active. My thing's always been in big fights. I've been inactive, and then I've shot up and fought at the top. So
Standing here with you two tonight, it's next by the look of it anyway.
Yeah, I would say so. As I said, February 22nd, I got big fish to fry, and that's all I'm thinking about.
I appreciate you both stepping in with me here tonight. Thank you very much. You know, we're big fans with you. I cornered you both. We're big fans of yours.
come on, love, man.
Gareth, nice one. I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Cheers. Thank you.
Same, bro. You good?
Thank you.
How you go? Yeah, do the thing, you know.
And hopefully this year, bro.
Thank you. Cheers, brother. Cheers. Can I have both of you together? Come on. Right, let's just have a little measure up. Fabio Wardley, fresh off a destructive knockout, and we're glad that Fraser Clark is well. We are. It's one of those knockouts you want to forget. Not you, but we do weirdly because
the visual of it, definitely, yeah. The performance for me was obviously great, but the visual and the damage after effect is not really something too much you want to replay and repeat, but it is what it is. It's the game.
It was a great performance by you. Another big knockout. Was that the same card?
No, different.
I can't even remember now. Yeah.
December.
Oh, it was December. When was yours?
Mine was October.
October. God, how the year flew.
Gareth, you should have this on lock, man.
I know I should, but I've done about 26 interviews tonight, so my head is whirring a little bit. Are your heads not whirring of the names and the faces that are all here tonight from all over the world?
Yeah, it's fantastic to just be a part of it, isn't it? It's like it's just good to be here. You look left, you look right, you see De La Hoya, you see Canelo and AJ and all them boys. So it's it's just good to be a part of it.
Fabio had a brilliant year last year, rightfully in the top 10 in the world now. Have you two sparred as well? Because you sparred everyone else.
No, we haven't.
So are you sizing each other up tonight a little bit?
Nah. Do you know what though? People obviously are saying that on social media and that, but what people are forgetting, Fabio's on his own path, I'm on my own path. We both have the same trainer.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's true.
there's like it's. I was literally just speaking to him like, when's he next out? Who's he got? Do you get what I mean? There's none of that. Like what?
We're not
29 now.
When are you
30 now. 30 in December.
Go on. When are you next out? I'll grab that.
We haven't got a plan of when I'm next out.
Who's the next? Who's the next victim?
You know what though? He's a good talker. He's fantastic.
We haven't had a proper sit down yet, obviously with Frank and everything. So we haven't had to put a plan together of exactly who and when and everything else. But obviously this year is my big year. Obviously number one now with the WBA, so we need to make the right choices, right movements. So we're going to have a proper sit down, look at the landscape and make a smart decision.
Let's talk about Moses going for the WBO interim as well. So this year we could have you both as interim champions.
Yeah, look.
You know, you're trying to spice this up, Gareth, innit? I know what he's doing. But listen, like I said, Fabio's on his path, I'm on my path. And I ain't trying to call you out, but if the path was to cross, then it was to cross. But like it doesn't seem that way. Like I said, like I'm gonna make you feel old. I'm 10 years younger than him.
It's
unbelievable.
I'm 10 years younger than him. Like, he could possibly like be a world champion soon.
So you're not the best teenage boxer in the world anymore, no?
I mean, I'm not a teenager no more. So
Exactly.
I'm not a teenager no more. So.
All I hope for both of you is that when you do fight, you make millions and millions out of it, and you both come out of it healthy.
That's all you ever want to do. Make some money, retire with a decent paycheck, and look after your family.
And you told me earlier this week, there's a big double-page spread in the Telegraph today. Have you seen it? They don't show you the stories.
I don't read articles.
You don't read the papers. You don't look at.
There's just so much on there. There's just so much on there.
Listen, thank you both for being very, very game. Enjoy the awards dinner tonight. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you both. So we're going to hear the rumbling voice tonight at hosting the dinner.
A little bit. I'll open it up and do a few things, but it's what an exciting night. This is like the Oscars of boxing. It really is.
Well, there could be no other call for these warriors, if I can use that term, with your voice, getting them ready to rumble. Probably stomachs will rumble tonight because the dinner will be so good. But like you say, we're both. I've written for the Ring magazine for 15 years. Yeah. I stopped when the magazine went out of circulation 2 years ago, but it's great to be back with it again. Very important magazine for boxing, isn't it?
It really is, and it's great. It's on the newsstands, available by subscription. But there's something special about having a piece of paper in your hand. Not that it's like old school.
It is old school.
But I love it.
Well,
it's
we
retro,
are old
man.
school. We're
We're
retro, old school, Americana. No, you're only 80.
80, yeah.
80. Look, I've said this to you before. You told me you were going to retire. You ain't retiring anytime soon, are you?
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Enjoy the night tonight. We look forward to your dulcet tones.
Gareth, good to see you as always, mate. Cheers.
Well, I'm here with the greatest heavyweight champion in history. You're there at the top of my rankings. The longer time goes on, the more you are. How are you?
I'm good. Good.
You were there at the launch of the Ring magazine. You spoke. You were on it 8 times on the cover or something, weren't you?
20.
20 times on the cover. Yeah. You going to get on there again or not?
Hopefully.
As what, though?
Maybe
the greatest of all time.
Yes. Maybe.
Look, it is important to have the Bible of boxing back, isn't it?
Yes.
So just talk to us about how important it is that Turki Alalshikh and the Saudi Arabians have invested in boxing again. Surely it's something you'd have appreciated if you were still boxing.
I would appreciate it if I was still boxing. I think that the Ring magazine is the magazine that all boxers, all people that love boxing can actually go and get and look in and actually see who the best fighters are in the world. And these are the right scores. You know, when you put a boxer at the best, he is the best. So the Ring magazine is very important for that, for great stories, for us taking a look at who's coming, who's next, and what the promoters are saying, what the managers are saying, and what the fans are saying.
We heard from you briefly after Fury Usyk 2, and you said there's a bigger fight for Fury, an even bigger fight for Fury to have now. It's with Anthony Joshua here in the UK this summer. Do you believe it will happen?
I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I think it'll be a big fight. Obviously, you got 2 great fighters out there fighting each other, so, you know, we're going to have to see what happens.
Enjoy the dinner tonight. Great to see you, big man.
Thank you. Bless.
Frank, great to be here. Great occasion. The incremental growth of boxing is on all fronts. Ring magazine is just one of them, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, this is a bit of a cherry on a cake, really, when you think that, 103 years in being, it's under new stewardship now, owners, and they decided to do the first award ceremony here in London, the historic building. Tells you the strength of British boxing, tells you the strength of world boxing, how many people have come in from around the world to be here.
It really is that as well. It's a point very well made. It's a point look, and here's one of your fighters who's come in from around the world. Hamza Sheeraz here. Stay for a minute with us. Frank's just making the point, Hamza, that people come from all over the world. Usyk's just gone by. Joseph Parker's come from Ireland. Where were you?
Just come off a flight from LA.
There you go. Just come off. I mean, we're talking about the importance of a thing called the Bible of boxing. It's here for a reason. It's an old school magazine, but it's got its own belt as well, and one that you want to get your hands on, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. God willing, one day I think with the opportunities I'm getting, before you know it, if I keep, God willing, I keep winning, I'll have one of them around my waist.
Frank, huge moments for this young man in about 10 weeks, I think it is. Is it 8 weeks? 7 weeks, sorry, 7 weeks.
Brilliant season, 22nd of February, and challenges Adames for a title. You know, this is a big moment in his career. This is what he's got in the boxing for.
Yeah,
this is what the dream is, to become world champion. This is his opportunity. It's not you know, it's a tough fight, but I believe in him. He believes in himself. I think he's one of the best young talents in world boxing. He's not a prospect. He's there. He's there on merit. He's had some really good wins, won some great fights, some brilliant performances, and I'm sure the next award ceremony as a world champion, he'll be up there, I think, getting an award.
Thanks for stopping, guys. Enjoy the night tonight. I'll see you in there. Thank you
very much.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Thank you, Frank. Cheers. Well, I'm here with Martin Bakole, Billy Nelson, Bakole and Billy. Gents, how are you, first of all? Happy New Year.
Thank you, same to you.
All the best, Happy New Year.
Now, I've seen you kind of around with presidents in Africa, selling yourself out there in the right way. We're going to see you in a fight in Africa or not?
Yeah, especially the stadium that Muhammad Ali Foreman fight. My president, he give it a new name. It's a George Foreman Muhammad Ali Stadium now. So we're looking forward who's going to face me in Africa in the new stadium that Muhammad Ali Foreman fights.
In fact, that's right, because Foreman and Ali's families got together and they had a historical event where it was renamed. I think it was the June the 4th Stadium before, wasn't it? Billy tells me, though, something differently, first of all. What's happening with the big man next?
Well, we're going to be fighting there for a Jagbar.
Definitely.
Yes, for the IBF mandatory position. And the fight should get announced very shortly. We're just waiting on something else.
So that mandatory position, unless trumped by, say, a fight with Usyk between Parker and the holder Dubois, you get the winner of Parker and Dubois next, yeah?
Of course, yeah. That I'm looking forward to it. I was discussing with the Parker, and he asked me, hey, because he's my best friend. So he said, you're fighting Ajagba next? I said, yes. I say, yeah, I'm fighting Dubois. Imagine if I beat Dubois and we beat Ajagba, we're going to meet. I say, yeah, sorry, my friend, this is business, we're going to meet. So we're looking forward to that.
That is business. That is business, like you say. The thing, we call you the boogeyman of the division. Billy, why has Martin become the boogeyman of the division?
Well, unfortunately, when he first came to Scotland to train with me, I got him the best of sparring, and he's competed admirably against the best of the rest. And they don't, you know, what he's done with 20-ounce gloves and 18-ounce gloves and a head guard on. They don't want to see that happening with him with 10-ounce gloves. It's as simple as that. You know, he's probably too good for his own good.
We saw that against Jared Anderson, didn't we, in August, I think it was, in Los Angeles. How do you maintain that patience as the man who arguably is the most feared in the division?
The man besides here, we keep working hard in the gym, push me every day in sparring. That's the reason why I maintain it and knock him out.
How old are you now?
I'm 32 now.
You're only 32?
33 soon.
It feels like you've been around forever. 32 is literally at the beginning of your peak as a heavyweight. So you're patient for the next 2-3 years that you will get those world title shots.
Of course, I'm looking forward to that. And we're working hard, very hard, to be number one.
I heard someone, I can't remember who it was, very germane in the sport, saying probably the most difficult fight for Alexander Usyk right now in the division is Martin Bakole, probably followed by a rematch with Daniel Dubois.
Even Alexander Usyk himself and the team, they knows that. The only man that can give him problem is me. They knows, and my coach here knows, everyone knows.
So Billy, do you have to work, have you worked on Martin kind of psychologically to be patient for that fight?
Well, unfortunately, through no fault of his, he's been quite inactive, and when he has fought, he's looked better and better and better. As you say, 32 is not an age in the heavyweight division, but it's 32 with no miles on the clock.
Great, gents. Enjoy your evening. I hope you win an award tonight, Martin. You deserve one.
Thank you so much.
And you, Billy. Cheers. Here he is. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, good, yeah?
Yeah.
man. Nice to see you in person for a change.
I know, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking fly. I do like the look.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Who are you styled by?
Myself, actually. I went and picked it out myself, so yeah.
I've got a feeling it's a massive year for you in 2025. Obviously, you've got Floyd on February the 22nd, the press conference on Monday. He's a great young star you can't not take seriously as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I remember when I was that age, how hungry I was, how motivated I was. I expect the same from him, so I ain't taking him lightly. I take him very serious, but I'm gonna put him in his place.
But you're going to put him in his place. Talk to us what the year looks like for you after February 22nd with a victory under your belt.
It's hard looking past February 22nd. I think that I got to get past that to get ready for the next step. So I don't even want to think about what's next. I just want to think about him.
You know, we've all got fancy fights at the moment because the Saudi Arabians seem to have endless pots of money. Hand on heart, out of 10, how likely? We know we all want to see you fight Gervonta. Yeah, it's an enormous fight. I think it's the biggest fight in America. You might say it's the biggest fight in the world. We got a big one here that might happen this year: Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Hand on heart, do you think that fight will happen?
Yeah, I think me and Tank is the biggest fight in the world, but it all depends on Tank. Do he want to fight? Every time somebody asks him about me, he kind of gets in his feelings or feeling some type of way. So it depends on him. We'll see.
How many times you been in London, by the way?
My first time.
I thought it was. I remember we spoke about it before because I said to you when Joe Cordina was flying high, you said, I'd love to come over there. I think he was the best. What was he at the time? You were both super feather, I think.
Yeah, 130.
Yeah, 130. And how are you finding it? I know it's fucking cold, but how are you finding London town?
I actually love London. I think that the people are very nice. Everybody's been very nice to me, so I love places like that, and I enjoy it because everywhere in America ain't like that.
Well, have a good look around this weekend. We'll see you on Monday night at the press conference. Enjoy your dinner. Cheers, Shakur.
Thank you.
The one and only, the Hitman. Look at that. Matching jackets.
Yeah, you shop at Giacomo as well, do you?
Giacomo via Beijing, yeah. How are you doing?
I'm great, to be honest, yeah. You know, looking forward to the evening, to be on the red carpet with so many great champions, past and present, is unbelievable. And I think nights like this are very, very important to our sport. You know what I mean?
It's the Oscars, isn't it?
Yeah, with so many things that happening in the sport that certain fights that are being made that we don't really agree with. You know, the Ring magazine should be, because I mean, even winning a world title was an humble achievement. But when you won the Ring magazine, you knew you were the best. You knew, and that's what we, you know, you can fight Mr. YouTube and make a load of money, but this is what you want. And I'm very proud to say that I got one, didn't I? Yeah.
I think yourself, Joe Calzaghe, Lennox Lewis, and maybe Naz were the only ones at the time who'd held it. I think it was you four.
Yeah, and I think we were, I don't know, you know, I think maybe we were the last era where, you know, fighters that wanted to be the best, you know, we weren't bothered about don't get me wrong, I don't blame anyone for taking the money, but I mean, you know, even Rocky had a ring belt, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? You know, and winning a world title was a very, very special thing, but when you knew you got the ring belt, you knew you were the best in your weight division. And I think that's what we need to bang home to these youngsters coming through. That's what you want. A Ring magazine belt.
How many covers were you on of the Ring magazine? I think I wrote one of them.
Well, I was the first British boxer to be Ring magazine Fighter of the Year, if I remember rightly. You know, so. But yeah, just.
You on the cover?
Yeah, on the cover. I must have been on the cover 3 or 4 times. You know, with. And at my fight against, I know my fight against Costa was on the front cover. When I won the Ring magazine Fight of the Year, the first Briton ever to do it, that was on the, you know. And I've also been on the front cover, been on my arse a few times as well. So, but yeah, great to be here. I think nights like this, the Ring magazine should be treasured.
We haven't seen, it's been going 102 years, 103 years, but we haven't seen these nights like this. Is it time for everyone to stop criticising Turki Alalshikh and the Saudi Arabians?
Yeah, listen, you know, at the end of the day, I remember when fighters used to win the world titles, defend the title a few times, not fight each other, and then when you get, you know, the best promoters in the country, sitting down with each other, it was always a competition. Turki Alalshikh's making promoters work together, making them sit down together and work, so the best can fight the best. I think it's great for our sport, and I think we needed it.
In the UK, though, give me a out of 10. Will we see? I'm looking at him right now, actually. Will we see Conor Benn and Cus Eubank this year? Out of 10.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Because of the history, it's got to be a must. I would say a 10, a 9. I think it's got to happen.
And what about Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua?
I think you'd pay for that all day long, wouldn't you? And what I would do is, Daniel Dubois beat AJ, Usyk beat Tyson. Daniel Dubois deserves another shot
if he beats Parker.
Yeah.
If he beats Parker.
If he beats Parker, obviously. And Parker's in the form of his life, so that's
amazing.
That's not a foregone conclusion. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, even though they're both coming off defeats, I think the public will pay to watch Tyson and AJ all day long, won't they?
Go and mingle and eat, you legend.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers. I got you there through the old Pals Act, Bill, didn't
brother.
I?
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Happy New Year to you.
Same to you. I haven't seen you for a few months.
I know.
I'm very fascinated by the course you're taking with Devin. How good was that fan turnout for him at the peak? Did you know? Did you know how loved he is in this country?
I always felt the love from the UK, and having an opportunity to work out for the fans to come out. And it was just spontaneous, but it was so much love. It was a massive turnout.
What does that mean to Devin to actually experience? I think I'm right in saying he's never fought here, has he?
No, we haven't fought here.
But am I right in thinking as well that would have meant a lot to him deeply?
I mean, it means that this is our second home.
That means you've got to fight here as well?
Oh, as soon as we can.
Because we thought at one time you might fight someone like a Josh Taylor here, but that won't happen now. But there's Jack Catterall if he beats Barboza.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good. Can Jack bring him out? I know Devin can bring him out if he's here, but can Jack bring him out as well?
They come out for Devin.
Well, I mean, Jack is a formidable opponent. He's not a champion yet, but he's
fought all the champions and beaten them.
And he's on the front door, right? So, yeah, it will definitely be great to fight someone like Jack Catterall here.
Tell me about talks with fights coming up now. Obviously, there was the shenanigans of last year with Ryan Garcia, and we'd all like to see that fight again, but I'm sure that's things that are being talked about behind the scenes. Are you guys actually talking to Turki Alalshikh about fighting in Riyadh season?
Well, we're here as guests of Turki. You know what I mean? And we definitely let him know that anything that he puts on the table, Devin is going to knock down. Anybody. It doesn't matter.
Do you think that will be a Tio Lopez eventually?
Hi, Holly. Listen, Turki can put it down if no one else can. And if Tio wants to fight, it's going to happen.
Who's your preferred opponent at the moment?
Well, we want to get it back. We want to run it back.
With Garcia. We all do. We all want you to run it back.
And Turki is the man that can make it happen.
Do you have to drop the assault? Is that a genuine charge that you are claimants for assault over what Ryan did against Devin?
Listen, we just want to be taken care of for what the penalties were that Ryan Garcia did, but with Turki Alalshikh, you don't have to worry about that. It's already taken care of.
It's great to see you. Thank you very much for stepping into the booth.
Thank you, brother.
You're looking good, my brother. Cheers. Thank you. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, he's here. My favorite scruffy cousin.
You cleaned up.
How are you?
Looking good.
So are you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
So when did you fly in?
Last night.
Last night. And what do you think of the cold? You're used to the cold anyway.
Yeah. New York City.
Oh man, it's cold in here.
Yeah, it was cold.
Is it cold there at the moment?
Actually, it's a little warmer there. As soon as it got cold here, we got warmer because we like to stay just one up on you. The big one, we all one up on you. You do remember that?
I do.
You do remember that we all one up on you.
All right, you're my tidy cousin then.
Listen, I'm always happy to see you.
You too, sir.
Because you're passionate, you know what you're talking about, and at the end of the day, you're a good person.
Thank you. I just finished actually writing 2,500 words for Ring Magazine on the aftermath of Fury Usyk 2, and I brought into it our interview afterwards, if you recall it, and you told me at the time, this guy Usyk, the total package, could have lived in any era. Do you remember the chat?
Yeah. Well, it's true. And I tell you, really the icing on the cake, because you can have a great cake, you gotta have some icing at the end of it, right?
Yeah.
Now, he's the full package. He can box, he can go fight, he can go in the trenches, he can set traps, he's got good legs, he's got good hand speed, puts punches together, all that, multi-dimensional, to our point. But the icing on the cake that he could fit into any era, the mentality, the toughness, the resiliency, the belief that you cannot beat him.
And you told me a brilliant thing at the time from your old mentor Cus D'Amato, or your original mentor Cus D'Amato, is that there's a word solid, and when he called a boxer solid, he meant it. And a solid boxer, Andre Ward was the same, solid boxer. You can't pick out their details sometimes, but they're able to mirror and beat everyone.
No, solid, what it meant in that day with that generation, with those great boxing people that lived, ate, drank, slept boxing, like Cus D'Amato, was that a solid guy could fit in with anybody at any time because he was solid in every way.
Listen, I'm being told to move you on. Do you drink tequila or not?
No.
Okay, well that's a shame, because it'd be nice to have had a tequila with you down in Soho later, but never mind. Enjoy the night, enjoy your foods. Are you staying here for Monday for the press conference?
No, I came in for this. His Excellency Turki Alalshikh, the face of boxing, really, we're going to be honest. Asked me to come in, and I couldn't stay. I have things to do, so we're going back tomorrow.
So I can't call you scruffy cousin anymore, smiling, because you're at the top table. Enjoy. How big does this feel tonight? All these massive names in London on a night for Ring Awards. It is amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's unprecedented.
It is.
The sport's always been huge, but it's been made bigger now, and bringing everything together, it's making it feel smaller, it's making the fights easier to make, it's making the sport more global. It's incredible, and it's amazing to be here.
Look, I've got to ask you, because it's done the rounds in the last few days, Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron. Can you explain? Cameron's been told to be quiet. What's going on?
Look, all it is, we want to make the fight. I think all we've asked for is inaccuracies to be cleared up. We don't want anything else. I think, God bless Liam, he's being told to say things, and certain things are inaccurate, and we have to protect our business when they're made.
Do you think they'll have a fight each before they meet now, because it's built?
No, I think it will be the next fight, as long as everyone's sensible, I do.
In the current climate then, Frank Warren's in there tonight. Can you not just go over to his table, or he'll be sitting with Turki Alalshikh, you probably are as well, and go, right, can we do this fight? And Turki goes, right, you guys, get the fight done, let's get on with it.
I think so. I think it can happen. He'll probably give me a right hook if I'm not careful. So I've got to be careful. But no, you're right. It should happen. It's a lot of it is a lot of nonsense. It's a lot of back and forth, a lot of nonsense.
Lauren Price and Tasha Jonas were on talkSPORT last week. Did you see them?
Phenomenal.
Oh man, I had goosebumps.
Yeah.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. I didn't expect to see it. I've never seen them both get so irritated. A lot of pride. But all fighters have that edge, and when someone pushes the right buttons, it comes out. But what a fight!
Was your grin?
I was smiling, and I think it's helped. And I think, judging by the tickets, you might have helped us out.
Oh, that's fantastic!
It's going to be amazing.
I cannot wait to see that. It's a great fight anyway. But given you're not worthy, no, it wasn't me you were sparring, all that back and forth that came on the night, Adam McCattrell and myself just sat back because you couldn't say anything because you had to just leave them talk to each other.
Look, it's a fight that we wanted to make for a while. We wondered whether Lauren could catch up that quick, and she has done. But I think we talk about the Shields Marshalls and the Serrano Taylors, etc. But I would actually say this is probably the biggest British female fight, possibly of all time, between two Brits. And
that's quite a decent shout.
And at the iconic...
Because Katie Taylor's obviously Irish.
Yeah, and her big fights have been against Serrano, yes, the Chantel Cameron fight, but yeah, she's Irish, and I think having it somewhere like the Royal Albert Hall as well, it's gonna be amazing for boxing.
I think it's going to be an amazing year as well.
It is. I mean, for us personally, a lot of our fighters have got to the point where they can now headline, and it's an amazing feeling seeing them in fights that fans actually care about, and that's taken a while, and boxing is in an incredible place. It's an amazing time to work in boxing.
Thank you very much for stopping by with us. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers. Good to see you.
I'm here with Dougie Fisher, the chief editor of Ring Magazine. Editor-in-Chief. Known you
good, doesn't it? Sounds just better than editor.
It does sound good. Great speech in Riyadh 3 weeks ago.
It's from the heart.
At the launch, or the relaunch of the magazine. We're old school guys. It's lovely to have that magazine back. Thank you for the commissions that I'm in it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for previewing my reviewing my book in it
That's
as well.
coming up, yeah.
Thank you very much. It's turned a corner, Ring Magazine, hasn't it? It's a big thing, the investment of Turki Alalshikh into the magazine.
Look around you. You were there in Riyadh. I've never seen the logo in bright neon lights like that. I've never seen the logo just that large. I'd never seen that many images of vintage Ring Magazine covers going all the way back to the 20s, right up into the present, displayed everywhere, displayed electronically, displayed like big posters. It gave me chills, really. And it's just this reminder of like what fascinates us about boxing. Looking at all of those covers, a lot of familiar faces, a lot of fighters that I had the honor and privilege of
Enzo
covering.
Macaronelli there.
Yeah, Enzo. Great to see him. But then like the fighters that I didn't cover, the fighters that I didn't grow up with, the fighters that preceded my father and even my grandfather, seeing them, there's a certain mystique that they have, even the lesser known ones. But the fact that they were on the cover of the magazine lets me know at one time they were somebody. And it's wonderful that the Ring's around to chronicle that and to remind us so we don't forget.
And we're old school guys, so the smell of the ink and the print and the glue means a lot, and we've been involved in it a long time.
And maybe it's a selfish pleasure, but I like being able to like pack my backpack up with Ring magazines, and wherever I go, hand them out to people. If a stranger recognizes me and wants to start talking about boxing, I hand it to them. Everybody has the same reaction. It could be a homeless guy, it could be a billionaire. They're like, really? For me, I can keep it? And I'm like, yeah, that's yours.
There was a
There's
thing.
nothing like that.
There's
That gives me chills.
There's a reason why it's the Bible of boxing, because you should be able to read 10, 11, 12 issues of the thing every year and know exactly what's gone on in boxing. I mean, obviously I worked with you, I think it's about 14, 15 years, and I stopped when the print edition stopped 3 years ago, was it?
2 years, 2.5 years ago.
But I'm so pleased it's back.
So am I. And I'm hoping, and I think we will get them back, the subscribers returned.
Oh, no,
because
no
like you,
question.
and I'm the same way. I don't want to read anything on my phone or on a tablet, anything in a magazine.
You don't want to read
format.
everything on there.
Yeah, I mean,
let's
I
make
read a
something
lot,
special.
But if it's a magazine, I want to hold it. I want to carry it. I'm a collector too. I want to collect them. I hoard things, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
The first Ring Magazine Awards under the Turki Alalshikh era tonight, and we'll look forward to your speech. Enjoy it tonight. Great to see you.
I'll try to keep it short.
Cheers, Dougie.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Cheers, bud.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.